Hello everyone, I'm Devastation.
And I'm King.
Welcome back to another We Play Video Games.
Today, again, we're doing Shadow of Mordor.
Yep, because we couldn't get enough of it last time. Last time, we killed some people, so this time I think we're going to shake things up and kill more people.
But aren't you killing like a big person this time?
I don't give a shit. Big, little, I don't discriminate.
Don't you?
Not really, I mean, they die in the end, so...
I guess so.
I intend to refuse. I shall hide you both there. Thank you, Hollis.
Speaking of killing people, you
Kill
know...
the guys behind you.
Hey,
Aren't there like... Isn't that where the red thing is?
hey, what are you talking about?
The red thing like behind your mini-map? Or next to your mini-map? That bar-looking thing? Oh,
That is my health, dumbass.
Really? I did not know that. I am new to this game.
It's like fucking obvious, though.
Is it?
Yes!
Oh,
Oh my god. Yeah? What's that noise?
I think someone's fighting.
Where? Where?
Is he having an orgasm?
Yep.
What is he doing?
Doesn't matter, you're dead.
Doesn't matter. They're dead now.
Ow.
Good job.
Yeah.
How did you purposefully walk toward that?
I don't know, it looked pretty.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yo.
Keep an eye out. And let's catch him.
Probably should have just stabbed him in his back.
Probably should have. Then I couldn't do cool sword fighting stuff.
True.
Yep, dead. Ooh, let's go this way. Hmm? Oh, there's a guy there.
I'm gonna kill him.
Okay.
Cut it off. Ah, you can cut his head off.
Whatever. But anyways, like I was saying. Speaking of killing,
Uh-huh.
I feel like... I don't know if I'm the only one, but I feel like horror movies nowadays kind of suck.
How do you mean?
Well, I mean, they're just not as interesting as the ones back in the day.
Have you seen the Bobby Man?
No, not yet.
Would you want to see it? I don't want to see it.
I mean, based
It
on the
looks like
name, kind of no.
it sounds and looks like a piece of shit.
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, back in the day, there was Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, Mike Myers,
Chucky.
and
Yeah, he had his moments. You gotta
I guess he did, but I mean, come on, you have names like that, and then you have the Bye Bye Man. It sounds like something you'd say to like a kid, like I don't know, it sounds like a dumbass child story. And then what was that Charlie thing? Didn't he have like a movie with like where his weapon was like a noose?
I think it was called a Hangman or something like that.
That was. I think I either saw it or just saw the trailer to it, but it looked really shitty. I mean, true that like movies back in the day weren't too great, but they were pretty decent. They had some scares and they had some thrills. You didn't always know what was gonna happen. Oh, except for like Jason killing teens, because teens suck.
Well, that one was obvious.
Yeah. But other than that, there is a small factor of unpredictability. Nowadays, you already know what's gonna happen based on the music and shit, and it was just
Why don't you come over here,
just
Ranger?
boring.
Don't tell me you're scared.
Like in another reboots are doing there was this new Chucky movie that came out in I think like 2012 or 2014.
Yeah, The Curse of Chucky or something like that.
Yeah, where he was like in this kind of house or mansion or something, and he killed his family for basically no reason. He was just cuz. I mean, sure that's what Chucky kind of did and everything, but usually it was to go after this one singular kid. But it wasn't even that same kid that he would go after back in the day. And even for a Chucky movie, it wasn't great. Like, the Chucky movies back in the day, they would hold up much more than this Chucky movie did.
Their schemes as rotten as barrelfish.
It's just despicable what they're doing. And now with this new It movie coming out, it's just, it's almost sad that no one has any more original ideas. Like, why can't you do a movie about like like a serial killer who goes after only females of a certain age or something like that?
Yeah, they already had that.
They did. What was it?
Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper?
Jack the Ripper, yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Wait, he had a movie?
I think he had like 2.
Really? I guess I've never seen him then.
Yeah, 2.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'm no movie expert, but still, you should try to have some type of original idea. Or even if you don't have.
They also had like this other movie with like Halle Berry in it.
Halle Berry?
Yeah, Halle
and
Berry.
Jack the Ripper movie?
No, not Jack the Ripper movie. They had another horror movie about this guy who would like go after these girls, like specifically for their age and like how they looked, and you know, and Halle Berry was in it.
Huh.
Yeah,
Do you remember what it was called?
Nope.
Okay. But yeah. Alright, and if you don't have an original idea, just remake it like actually like I said, just make a movie like that, but just have it better than like do some research on that type of movies that have already been out like that, and try to do something different for them, but make it successful. Don't do stupid things like this movie Split. I just watched it. We just watched it recently, and it was interesting. It was interesting. It wasn't great. It wasn't great. It was okay.
I thought it was cool. It was like a sequel to an old movie that was like in the 80s.
Yeah, I don't know why they decided to do that. I don't know why Shyamalan decided to do that, but
I mean, the first one he made, Unbreakable, was, by the way, spoilers alert. Unbreakable was like one of his better movies. So obviously he wanted to like people remember his old better movie.
And I guess what he's been doing lately really
isn't going well.
Really sucks.
Lady in the water.
Yeah,
Lady
in the fucking water. North. Yeah. Oh, these aren't noises that we're making just to be stupid. Those are names of species in that movie. There's Narfs, Scrumps, and what was the other one? Tortutic. What the fuck is it? That was those monkey things, right?
Yeah.
Or was it that wolf? Oh, no, the Narf was the wolf, right?
No, the Scrump was the wolf. The Narf was the lady. And Tortutic is, yeah.
Those are the tree monkey things,
Yeah,
right?
the tree monkey things.
I see. For those of you who are listening, and I'm sure you're confused. That's how that entire movie was. Just confusing and stupid. I didn't mean to go on a whole Shyamalan rant.
Well, you went on a whole horror movie rant.
Well, I mean, I'm still on horror movies though.
Yeah, true. True.
Been prepared to step
I can
hard
see
on
why.
his neck.
I mean, if you're gonna make movies like that, it's like I was saying about Split. It was an interesting concept, but it could have been done better.
Yeah.
Like 24 personalities. That's too much. That's honestly too much. Like in the movie, they only focus on 4, include so there's spoilers. There was Dennis, right?
Dennis.
What was the lady's name? I'm gonna call it Beatrice for now.
It was a P kind of name.
Patricia. There's Dennis, Patricia, Hedwig,
and Benny.
And Benny. They focus on those 4 the entire movie. And in the last 5 minutes of the movie, for only 10 seconds, you can count 10 seconds, you see some, not even all of the personalities, but some, like maybe 3 or 4 others in 10 seconds, because they don't want the main dude named Kenny to die. Now, Kevin?
Yeah, his name is
Kevin.
Kevin.
No, it's Kenny. But alright, so they don't get, but because they don't want the main body, Kevin, to die. That makes sense and all, but why have that many? If you focused on the 4 throughout the entire movie, it just kind of if they would have focused on the 4, it would have been so much better.
Yeah.
But for the fact that he just jammed those other 4 personalities into that, and those just 10 seconds of that, it kind of ruined it for me.
Oh yeah, and they focus on one other personality
the
that kind of
Beast.
that was made.
Yeah, they focused on it, but you didn't see the actual personality to the last 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, and he was the most that I could really say about the Beast was he was a very religious
open
thing.
those pens.
But yes, he was.
Never leaves, ever.
Or religion similar.
Yeah,
That
like,
explains
he believed he had very high beliefs,
Keep out of sight. I'll see that your captain gets demoted.
and I guess because of his beliefs,
splendid plan.
like you
kill, I wait.
he had like an interesting personality because of his beliefs that gave him like special abilities.
Oh, that was the main thing of this movie. If you believe it, you can make it so. Like the whole thing was, the Beast was never a legitimate personality or concept until, later on in the movie where the therapist, the guy, the therapist obviously, and to where the therapist says, if you believe in so much, she said, focus on what you believe in, and to make you happy or some shit, right? And to make it come true.
Well, basically it was mind over matter.
Yeah, and they made it so, and then the Beast was formed. Now, the whole idea behind the Beast is fine, but the whole thing just kind of, I didn't really like it too much. It was interesting, not gonna lie. I'll give it points for being interesting and shit, but it wasn't that great.
Nope.
Like the whole thing, there's even a legend behind this quote unquote Beast.
Made up by the other personalities.
Yeah, it was made up by and all these 24 personalities collectively are called the Horde. Now, I don't know why they would be called the Horde, but they're called the Horde. And the Horde made up this idea. Actually, no, it wasn't the entire Horde.
Nope,
it was those 4.
It was only Dennis and Patricia that made up.
Dennis and Patricia. And Hedwig kind of
Went along because he was a child.
Yeah. And actually, the Beast wouldn't even be formed if it wasn't for Hedwig. Because, he let the Beast out.
Well, he didn't really let the Beast out. It was actually Dennis who let the Beast out. He mostly just gave Patricia and Dennis control over the body.
Exactly, but the Beast couldn't be active if it wasn't for Hedwig. Because remember, he let other people have access to it, to the body. But yeah, the legend was this personality has the skin
Thicker than a rhino.
thicker. It was thicker.
Thicker than a rhino, yeah.
Thicker than a rhinoceros. It could climb on walls.
Super strength.
And it has super strength. Now, why? Why would it have all of that?
Well, actually, that kind of made sense based on the world they lived in. Because, again, it was based off a sequel to Unbreakable.
But you didn't know that until the last 30 seconds of the movie.
Which was actually, like, an interesting concept.
It was, but again, if you'd have known that throughout the movie, that would have been really great. But you didn't know that, again, until the last 30 seconds of the movie, where you see Bruce Willis. So, again, spoilers. So, if it wasn't for that, I think it could have been a better movie. It could have been a really great a great movie that kind of touches and kind of tackles on multiple personality, disorder thing. It has a new name called a dissociative identity disorder. But it's basically multiple personality. If Shyamalan would have focused on that, it would have been a really great movie. But no, he had to kind of fuck it up. But he does that with a lot of his movies, like this movie called The Village. That actually had a pretty decent idea. Is these people in modern times? The elders of this village were from modern times, but they kind of made kind of a town that was closed off, and they made the people in that town believe they were back in like the 1800s.
Yeah.
And they made this legend about this monster that lived in the woods, which was basically the only way to get out of that town, where if he catches you in those woods, you would die. Now what they would do is, to make this legend seem more real, is they would have people dress up in a costume that was actually legitimately kind of freaky. Not scary, but kind of freaky if you to look at it, in the dark. And he kind of fucked it up by having some, for lack of a better word, slow guy, slow in the head guy, be this monster, because he kind of killed one of the main characters, which was actually important to the story. Movies today suck.
Movies today suck.
Some except for the Marvel and.
Oh, of course, Marvel and Disney, like, they're doing it well.
They're pretty good. They're up in the ante, like almost every year. Not every year, but almost.
Yeah, it's getting there.
It is. Like this movie, like the Moana movie. It was pretty good. I actually liked the movie. It was interesting how now they're introducing more of the world, before Pocahontas, and actually even a little after Pocahontas, it was all based around not exactly white, but actually white and European people. Now, there's Pocahontas, there's that black chick from Louisiana, and now there's Moana, who is Hawaiian, which is actually I'm really glad they're starting to branch off to the. There's also what's her name from Aladdin. But I'm glad they're starting to branch off into other races.
Yep. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. And I like how Marvel is. I'm glad how now that since they're getting more and more budget each year, they're starting to really expand in their universe. Now, in the past 5 or so years, they've had a really big boom in how much information and special effects that they're having in their movies.
Oh, it's a good day. But luckily in this game you can save yourself. See?
Like how the old Marvel movies go, the X-Men movies. They're pretty decent. I like them. The third one has some issues, like with Phoenix. But, it was back then. But over time, now, look at the movies now. They're fucking great. I'm not sure. They can be more perfect, but they wouldn't have the time or budget to do that. So they're pretty perfect for what they have and what they can use and get for money and props.
Yeah.
DC really needs to take a cue from Marvel.
Yeah, but they don't want to be known as people who just copy Marvel.
Okay, but that's just their pride. Their company could explode with money and views and shit if they just kind of do what Marvel does. Marvel puts a lot of information into the movies, but it's focused. With the Iron Man movies, you got so much information about even just the Iron Man comics.
Yeah, you could really tell they did their research with all the characters.
Exactly. But in the DC world, in the movie world, everything's so sporadic, and they try to give you so much information, like this Batman and Superman movie. They try to fit in Aquaman and Wonder Woman and Flash, but it should have just been a Batman and Superman movie. It should have been they should have added the scene in the comics where Superman died. They should have had should have then had the entire Justice League, even though they didn't really introduce them. Just carry his casket to his grave, and that would have been really great. And they should have added how some actual dialogue with Batman and Superman. In the movie, they kind of just immediately hated each other for no reason.
And they became best friends because their moms have the same name.
Yeah, see, I don't read the comics, Devastation here does.
I love the comics. Grew up on them. My dad gave me them. Love them all.
No, but we both have the same kind of idea where like everything was so unfocused. Like I would love to see why Superman and Batman, like they touch on it. You know, Batman says, you know, Superman destroys so much of the city, while Superman says, you. Actually, why did Superman hate Batman?
He hated Batman because he thought Batman was like, you know, trampling over civil liberties. You know, he was like a vigilante. He didn't follow the law. Which is very hypocritical of him because, you know, he doesn't follow the law.
Exactly.
But I guess he feels above the law because he worked for the government one time.
That's really stupid and kind of pig-headed, Superman.
Oh, yeah.
So, but other than that, that's not a legitimate reason to hate someone, though. I mean, they hated each other in the movie.
Yeah, they hate.
Like, if you didn't know any better, you could imagine that they were like almost life enemies, but by how much they hated each other, and just the dialogue between Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent at that one party.
Yeah, they really, like, there was no reason for Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne to hate each other.
There wasn't, and like the fight between Superman and Batman, that was decent. It was decent for the budget that they had. It was decent.
Oh, but sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we're out of time.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Tune in next time, and we may discuss more. Like, you guys can weigh in too. Like, if you like, what do you think about the DC movies and the Marvel movies? But until next time, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe us. I'm Devastation.
You're a whore.
I am a whore.
I'm King, everyone. Peace out.
Later.